Hello there, and welcome to the Imperium Imaginarium. I am your host, the Gentleman Commissar. The last episode we ran a competition to see who would win a £20 gift voucher. Stay tuned to the end of this episode to see who the lucky winner is. In today's episode, I will be doing an eBay rescue of one of my favorite characters, Drazhar. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to stay notified. Now with that out of the way, let's crack on, shall we? In Drazhar, the incubi ideal of violent perfection is exquisitely personified. His every strike exemplifies the tenets of his order, and each life he claims serves as a gruesome liturgy for his dark brethren. Drazhar invariably becomes the locus of murder on the battlefield, the calm center in a storm of beautifully enacted violence. Here we have the eBay-bought 1993 Drazhar miniature. And for comparison, here's the updated plastic version. The paint job on the older model is very thick and doesn't show off much of the exquisite detail. Now, I'm not one to judge another's paint job, as we all have different skill levels and have to start somewhere. But I'll be stripping this model so that I can add my own flavor. To strip the model, I use acetone to loosen the paint, and an old toothbrush to remove it from the miniature. For plastic miniatures, you should dilute the acetone with a touch of water, as it can melt the model if used in excess. It's important to lessen the spread of the removed paint, so I put down some paper towels to keep my hobby table clean. The initial build of the model used an awful lot of superglue, which ended up clogging many of the joints and covering some of the model's details. Acetone will soften the superglue, making it easier to remove with a hobby knife. I want to modernize the model while still using much of the original miniature as possible. That said, the back piece will have to go and will be replaced by a trophy standard from the updated Drazhar. The original pose for the model is rather static, so I will endeavor to give him a more dynamic pose, leaping through the air with one arm ahead and one arm behind to convey a sense of movement. To do this, I clipped off the original socket points from the arms, giving me free rein to place the arms wherever I wanted. Once these parts have been clipped, I remove any remaining flakes of metal with a sandpaper block. I then use a small amount of superglue to fix the arms in place. Repeating this process, I then had the main body of the miniature built, including a necklace of shattered soul stones from the new Drazhar miniature. This was done in order to cover up some of the scratch marks that were hidden under the paint. To make this model look as if he's leaping through the air, I take a spare piece of the drukhari radar from the last episode to mount him on. The radar spike is trimmed so it will sit snugly on the model base, with Drazhar using it as a launching pad for his deadly assault. Now it's time for a little bit of the blue and yellow. Green stuff, the wonderful molding putty that will be used to fill the gaps on Drazhar's arms. Rolling out small sausages of green stuff, I then carefully push them into any gaps to bring the model to full coherency. When dealing with heavier models, I find it useful to use green stuff to reinforce the base, so that the weight is evenly distributed. This prevents the model from falling over. This is especially important when the metal aspects of the model are not anchored to the base. Pinning the model will also help to keep it held firmly in place. This is done by drilling small holes in the model's foot and the radar's spike, before using a thin metal rod to slot into both holes. I also apply a small amount of superglue to the tip of his blade to triangulate the model. Once I'm happy with the positioning of the model, I then go about decorating the rest of the base. I do this with a mass amount of skulls. As I always say, it's important to tell a story with your model. So one could say that these are the skulls of those who have fallen before Drazhar's twin blades. Here we have the final build of the miniature. He's looking rather dynamic, don't you think? Complete with new decorations and armor to cover his posterior. All that's left to do is give it a lick of paint, and then show him off. Enjoy. And there we have it, a rescued eBay-bought 1993 Drazhar miniature, brought right up to the modern age, while still maintaining the charm and detail crafted oh so many years ago. Why not try it yourself? Save and restore these older models and show them the love that they deserve. Apart from the gash, that model deserves to die. Now is the moment that I'm sure you either couldn't wait for, or you fast-forwarded to, and that is the announcement of the winner of the £20 gift voucher. I'll be using a name selection randomizer and our faithful servant, Servitor Steve. So Steve, without any further ado, let's give it a spin. Where will it stop? Who knows? Congratulations to Kasper Pazinski on your win. I'll be contacting you shortly to go over the details of your fabulous prize. Be sure to tune in next time, as I'll be announcing yet another competition for all of my marvelous subscribers. I would like to thank you all once again for the tremendous support you have shown me in the comments and subscriptions. Let's keep the momentum going, shall we? But until next time, cheerio.